I'm Rachel and welcome to my channel Yarn Over with Arthritis. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, please remember to like and subscribe. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make this crocheted Posy flower square. It's really easy to make. I'm using 8 ply or double knit yarn, and I've got a 3.5mm hook, or you could use a 4mm hook. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with making a slip knot and chain 4. Now we'll be making the square, the solid square, and then making the flower after we've finished the square. So chain 4, and then we're going to slip stitch into this first chain, and this is going to make a magic circle. And then we're going to chain 3, and this chain 3 will count as 1 double crochet, and we're going to make another 2 double crochets into the middle of our circle. And then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to make another 3 double crochets into our circle. And then we're going to make another chain 2, and then we're going to make another 3 double crochets into the middle of our circle. And then we're going to make another chain 2, and we're going to make another 3 double crochets into the middle of our circle. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet we made, and then you should have 4 corners and 4 clusters of double crochet. Now we're going to turn our work, and we're going to do a slip stitch into this corner here, and that just brings the yarn back to the middle of the corner. Now we're going to chain 3, and this chain 3 will count as 1 double crochet, so we'll work another 2 double crochets. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work another 3 double crochets into this gap. So there we've produced a corner. So the corners will be 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So we'll do the same in each of these 3 corners. So we'll chain 1, and into this corner we'll work 3 double crochets. And we'll chain 2 and work another 3 double crochets into that corner. Then we're going to repeat for this corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And 3 double crochets to finish this corner. And then chain 1, and then we'll do the last corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Then chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And then we'll chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch into this first double crochet to close the square. Our next round we're going to turn our work and slip stitch into this gap here, and that just brings our yarn back to the middle of the gap. And we'll chain 3, and the chain 3 will count as 1 double crochet. We'll make 2 double crochets into the same gap. And then we'll chain 1, and we're back to the corner. Now the corners are 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then the gaps are 3 double crochets. You'll see we've got 2 extra gaps now. Then we'll chain 1, and then we've got 3 double crochets into these 2 gaps here. And then chain 1, and then another 3 double crochets. and then we'll chain 1 and we're back to another corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then we'll chain 1, and then we've got 2 gaps here, so 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1. And then back to the corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then we'll chain 1, and then we've got these 2 gaps, so 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1. And back to the last corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and chain 1, and then we've got 1 gap left there, so we'll do 3 double crochets, chain 1. So chain 1 and 3 double crochets, chain 1. And then chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch into this first double crochet we did to close the square. And that's our square. So I've done an extra row around my square just to make it a little bit bigger. And now we're going to start the flower. So I'm using a purple colour, and I'm going to make a slip knot and chain 4. And then I'm going to slip stitch into this first chain to make a magic circle. And then we're going to chain 3, and this chain 3 will count as 1 double crochet. and I'm going to do another 11 double crochets into the middle of my circle, so it'll be a total of 12 altogether. So that's 9. And one more. So that's 12 double crochets, and we're going to slip stitch into this first double crochet to close the magic circle. And you can pull the tail tighter. Our next round we're going to chain 1, and we're going to use the treble crochet stitch into this next stitch. So wind the yarn twice around your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So we want to make another 2 of those into that same stitch. And one more. So there we've made 3 treble crochets. We're going to chain 1, and in the next stitch we're going to slip stitch. So just like that, and we've made. So the next petal we'll chain 1, and into this next stitch we'll make another 3 treble crochets. And then we'll chain 1 and slip stitch into the next stitch, and we've made 2 petals. So we'll chain 1 and into the next stitch 3 treble crochets. And chain 1 and then slip stitch into the next stitch, and there's another petal. So chain 1 into the next stitch 3 treble crochets, and chain 1, slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 1, in our next stitch 3 treble crochets, and chain 1 and slip stitch into the next stitch. Now we'll chain 1, and in our next stitch we'll do 3 treble crochets, and we'll chain 1 and we'll slip stitch into the last stitch. And that's the first part of our flower. So the next part we're going to turn our work and we're going to work around the back of the flower. So we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to skip this petal here and do 1 double crochet into this stitch down the bottom here. So it's between the petals. So it'll look like that, and then we'll chain 3, and then we're going to skip this petal and work 1 double crochet into the stitch down the bottom here. So it'll look like that, and then chain 3, and then skip this petal and do 1 double crochet in the stitch in between the 2 petals. And then chain 3, and then skip this next petal and do a double crochet in the stitch down the bottom here between the petals, and then chain 3, and then skip the next petal and 1 double crochet in between the petals, and then chain 3, and then we're at the last petal here, so we'll skip that petal and we're just going to slip stitch into this first part. Actually see the stitch down the bottom, we're going to slip stitch into there. So then it should look like this. So our last part of our petal, we're going to slip stitch into this chain 3 part, and that'll just move our yarn over. now we're going to, into each of these chain 3 spaces, we're going to do the following stitches. So our first stitch is 1/2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, and then 3 treble crochets, and then 1 double crochet and 1/2 double crochet, and that's just created a petal. So we're going to do those following stitches into every chain 3 space. So 1/2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 half double crochets, and then 1 double crochet and 1/2 double crochet, and then repeat that into 1, 2, 3, 4 more gaps. And then we've got 1 more gap, and there we have our next row of petals. And we're going to slip stitch down the bottom here to finish off, and then you can fasten off the yarn. And you might just have to push the petals out a little bit. So to attach the flower, I can't find my sewing needle. So normally I would use a darning needle or sewing needle to just sew the flower on. Oh, I didn't put that quite in the middle. But for now, or you could just tie it on the back, it's up to you. If you don't have a sewing needle, you could attach it like that. That's my little Posy granny square. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it easy to follow. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Talk to you soon. Have a great week.